All right, hello. Welcome to another video on my channel. And this video is going to be simple. It's going to be about why tier lists suck, right? They suck. They're terrible. They're embarrassing to the players, to the game, to the developers. They're just useless. And why you should stop listening to these people who make tier lists. Wanna know why? Reason one, they're all from high-ranking people. Now, I know recently the game has had this commentary about it that most people don't belong in the rank they're in, which statistically is not true. But let's say the average streamer you're watching is hovering between Celestial 3 and Eternity. Those tier lists are for Celestial slash maybe high Grandmaster players to top 500 players. It's not for people in silver. And you know who's usually watching these streamers? No offense, the lower ranked people in the ladder. And there's nothing wrong with watching your favorite streamer play Marvel Rival, of course. I think we put too much pressure on these streamers for these opinions and stuff. I don't think they really signed up for that. I really don't think Tim the Tapman signed up for the amount of hatred he got for calling Rocket bad. Because all in all, within everyone's experiences on the game, everyone will have a different experience. And in Tim's experience, Rocket sucked. And I think all the players have been at least one or two situations where they can be like, okay, I wish I had a invisible woman on my team instead of a freaking Rocket, because I could have got so much more burst healing in this exact moment when I was about to die than Rocket could ever provide. But that doesn't mean he's bad. The only time Rocket is bad is when the other team is running triple support. You're putting yourself at such a disadvantage if you only have one defensive ult when the other team has two or three, right? That's just an innate disadvantage, right? Rocket doesn't have a defensive ult. That's an offensive ult. And 9 out of 10 times, he's just putting it down as soon as he gets it, which, I mean, it could work, but most of the time it's not. So you have one defensive ult against 3, it's just not going to work. That's the only time Rocket is bad. So when people hear Tim the Tapman say Rocket's bad on some random TikTok clip with no, and I mean no context to the situation, I mean, then yeah, that's like saying Luke Skywalker was wrong after you see him destroy the Death Star, right? You saw that one TikTok clip of Luke Skywalker destroying the Death Star. Does that make him the bad guy? No. But if you add context to what Tim was saying, in that situation, Rocket was the bad choice. But again, no one's saying that part. They're just saying the part where he says Rocket is bad. So when that gets carried from one of the most popular streamers in the world onto the game, it's like, okay, now everyone thinks Rocket's bad. But that is not me excusing the bad Rocket players, because you're out there. You know what you are. You're not no damage Rocket. You can't be him. Stop trying. He's good at the game. Most of you aren't. Anyways, point 3. And this point actually goes back kind of to the first point. They're all high ranking. Again, from Celestial 3, Celestial 2 to like Eternity, right? There's not going to be much of a difference between most of these streamers' tier lists, right? They're just not, right? Necros could have one, Tim could have one, Ninja could have one, but they're all, Necros is higher, obviously, but they're all within the same realm of grandiosity skill in the game by the ranking system, right? They will all have a personal choice between Strange or Magneto being the best tank in the game. That's like the only variation, right? At the higher ranks, at some point, melee characters become objectively worse, right? Because at that point, you're getting hit scan people that are really good at the game, and melee characters cannot make one mistake, and they cannot fail to get a kill, right? So when you're up there, Magic might be A at some point, but now she's B tier. Black Panther's B tier. Iron Fist is B tier on everyone's tier list, right? And Magneto and Strange are still S. Mantis and Invisible Woman and Luna are still S. I mean, there's only so many changes you can make when you're still playing at that high of a rank. There's just, honestly, either Squirrel Girl is good or she's not at some point. I think Squirrel Girl is great in the right person's hands, but objectively, is she good most of the time? No, because you don't have a Squirrel Girl Lord on your team most of the time, right? So objectively, she is not good, especially past certain ranks, as I just said. So which I think leads into another point. Again, these tier lists cannot apply to any rank under Grandmaster. Unironically, they just can't, right? When you start to add people that can't hit a headshot to save their life, no offense, bronze players, silver players, does it matter how good Hela is or Hawkeye is? Does it matter how good Black Widow is? No, because maybe this bronze player is really good at aiming, right? Maybe they can actually play Black Widow pretty well, but it doesn't matter because it's bronze. You can play anyone down there relatively well and get out, right? Anyone. You can play Jeff the Shark. DPS Jeff the Shark. That's a meme that's been going around lately. You can do that for your entirety of your stay in bronze rank and instantly get out. So when it doesn't really matter to players that are below a certain rank, they really don't matter at all. Like, and most of the players are below a certain rank. They do not matter. I'm telling you this. Like, they don't matter. And that also leads to another point. The tier list junkies. Now, you people. You people have got to go. I was playing a game a few days ago. It might not have been a few days ago. On one of the Chinese maps. Wow, that sounds crazy. One of the Japanese maps. On one of the Japanese maps. And this guy on my team he was commanding the team. He was doing well with the tank, so I was listening to him because he was the tank. He wasn't just another DPS or a support, because tanks are the leaders of the team. And we had a basically meta setup. We had, because we're in a dive meta currently, if you didn't know. Yeah, how much fun is that, supports? We're in a dive meta. So we had Magic. I was Magic, Black Panther, Psylocke, blah blah blah. Now they go completely anti-dive to shut us down, right? Penny, Namor, Bucky, Hela, Mantis, completely anti-dive meta. And if it works for him, they start owning us, right? Especially the Black Panther. The Black Panther, as soon as they shut him down, it's like all of us just crumbled. So I'm like, okay, it's not working anymore. So you know what I do? I go Hela. Hela's like my crutch character. If nothing's working, I know that I can go Hela and like at least help even out the playing field, right? I go Hela. And you know what my Doctor Strange says? Yes, Doctor Strange player. The tank. He says, why did you switch? We were meta. First of all, that pissed me off, because have you not been paying attention to like the last 2 minutes of how you were getting steamrolled? Obviously not. But yeah, that happened. So I'm angry at this point. I kind of want to prove him wrong because, I mean, what the fuck? Why would I not? So I start trying really hard. Like I get really, like, I just stop talking. I just try really hard. And we end up winning the game. I won't say it's only because of me, but I will say that I heavily affected the outcome of this game of me just simply swapping to Hela and just 3-tapping everyone or 2-tapping them if they were unlucky enough. I mean, hey, all I'm saying is my swap won the game, and my Doctor Strange to this day, well, not to this day, but to the end of the game, called me trash. I had the most final hits in the game. I wasn't MVP, but I had the most final hits on the team. I refused to talk any shit to someone who I know is worse than me. Anyways, back to the point. There is no reason at all to follow these meta tier lists from these people, from these streamers, to the T at any point in your life. There really is not. You can beat the meta team, you can lose against a non-meta team. It's just simple as that. That's just how life is. That's how all games are. And the sooner you realize that as a player, the funner and a lot better these games become, right? Just so much better. It might be annoying within the game, but sometimes when you lose to an Iron Fist or a Jeff, you're like, oh, that was fun. It was different, right? Of course, that doesn't happen. But anyways, the last point I'm going to try and make is every rank is different. As I said earlier, right? And you need creators to proudly claim that they are hard stuck gold to make any sort of tier list for gold. And that literally is the point, one of the points. There is no need for a tier list under Grandmaster. Really, there's no need for a tier list under any point, honestly, because again, they don't matter. But especially under Grandmaster. I know, again, Grandmasters are considered fraud low for whatever reason, which, okay, I'll give you some players, but most players, they probably actually do deserve to be there. So yeah, that's the video. Stop listening to tier lists and these streamers for no reason. Make your own opinion. Tier lists suck. Like I said earlier, I think Rocket is good when he's not against triple support. That's the only case I don't think he's good. Like, unironically, right? Loki's also pretty good if your teammate steals support ults and not defensive one. I mean, offensive ones, right? Because, again, if it's triple support, you have a Loki. That's the same case of Rocky. If they choose to steal a DPS's ult instead of the Susan Storm ult, then they're selling your game. But that's all this video was. I wanted to get one out because I broke my computer and I need more RAM. But, yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you later. Peace.